But what I would like to start with is ITV scheduling. So one of the things we're going to be talking about on this podcast is the reboot or reunion or anniversary of Millionaire, which has been scheduled.
Revival, I would say.
I picked all those R words and you still had to pick me up on it.
Restart would be another one.
Yeah. Okay, so Who Wants to Be a Millionaire back for a revival of 6 episodes, I think. No, I can't do that. Yeah, 6 episodes.
7?
No, it's not on Saturday again.
No, Saturday.
No, he's right.
Saturday to Friday. That's 7.
It's not even on Friday, is it?
Okay. Okay, 6 then.
Wednesday, Thursday,
You've got to stop being an arse, Matt. It doesn't show you in a good light. My point was that they've got that.
It's on Friday, but carry on.
Oh, shut up, Matt! Next week, they've got a 4-parter called Innocent. That's a sort of family crime drama from Chris Lang and Matthew Aldridge over 4 nights. And the week after that, Davina is in A&E, poor cow, live for 4 nights in a row. And my question was...
Is she queuing now and she'll get seen by then, yeah?
But for you, Gary, because you are more of a linear TV watcher than either Matt or myself, does that sort of scheduling work for you as a viewer, or does it make any difference at all? I think that you are who this is designed for.
Yeah, I think so.
Often we'll say, "Did you keep up with this?" Oh no, I forgot it was on. Whereas that Innocent, which is a solid crime drama next week, is from Chris Lang, who did Unforgotten. It's solid, and it's on 4 nights. You won't forget that that's on. But I don't know whether the average viewer cares.
I think it will depend on the strength of the first episode, and I know this is kind of genuinely kind of like, TV 101. If the first episode grits me, then I'll be back the next night and I'll record things that I would normally watch on a Tuesday. I don't know that this is going to get them more ratings. Is it getting more people talking about it? Is it just to get buzz?
I suppose it is to keep momentum, and I suppose with that, we should perhaps start to talk about Millionaire. So with the reviews, in the traditional sense, it's Matt.
So this is the revival of the popular quiz show from the sort of late 90s into the 2000s. Has been brought back with Jeremy Clarkson instead of Chris Tarrant. And it's basically much the same. There's only a couple of differences. We discussed it last week.
We
introduced a new Lifeline Ask the Host. And there's also now they've introduced the fact that you can set your own sort of second safety net, which used to be 32,000. You can now put it wherever you want and, go home, say, safe with like £16,000 or whatever. But apart from that, it's much the same, 15 questions. I liked Millionaire when it was on, and I liked it more later on when they got rid of, say, 3 of the earlier questions. They scrapped like the £200 and the £100. It made it sort of quicker and snappier. Now they've got it back. You're just sort of sitting through all these sort of dead-end easy questions till you get to £1,000, really. And
you feel like you're waiting for the failure.
Yes.
You're waiting for the one person that's going to get it wrong.
The Ask the Host thing, I mean, I only watched the first one, and it was Clarkson saying he didn't like cricket very much, but he knew where the ground was because he knew his UK geography. Yeah. Luke, you've watched how many of these?
I've seen 2 of these. I mean, I like Millionaire at the beginning. I remember it being, a must-see moment of TV when it first started. It is a good quiz show. It does suck you in. But I'm not really up for this level of nostalgia, really. I think it's sort of lazy. And I always think with Millionaire, when you go on and I hate this phrase, a journey with a contestant, and it all ends because they either get something wrong or they want to walk away, which is fine, and you have to start again with a new person at £100, it sort of loses its momentum, and I've always thought that's a flaw. I don't really have any interest in this sort of nostalgia. I watched it purely because I had curiosities as to how Jeremy Clarkson would be taken. I thought he did a better job than most people would give him credit for, but on the other hand, shouldn't we be focusing on the next big ITV hit rather than this continual revel in this sort of nostalgia that we're always longing for? And as I said to you yesterday, the anniversary, it's got anniversary written all over it, didn't start till, when did we say, September or August 98?
Yeah, September.
They've got it out early before something, I don't quite know why.
Or
And it just
September
sort
would
of-
be their new autumn lineup, I suppose.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it just
know.
sort of sits there awkwardly. I don't really quite know why it's on
I
now.
think. I mean, I thought the Saturday night one was quite entertaining. I agree with you. Clarkson did better than I think a lot of people gave him credit for. I thought the format change was okay. I do agree about the lower amount questions; they're silly. I liked the change. I don't like Ask the Host because in the first 3 questions that he asked, he just went, "I don't know," and that's the problem with the Ask the Host. It's not actually his decision. He gives an answer, and it's whether you accept it. I think a better thing would have been Ask the Host, and it's their answer's the final answer. That would have been more tense. But I enjoyed the one on Saturday night. If they'd had shown 5 over the next 5 Saturdays, I think I would have been all right. But the fact that it's on every night, by about Monday, I was like, there's nothing new here. I can't be bothered with the next night.
Yeah, and no doubt they'll bring it back. I just think.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so because I've seen positive things about it on my timeline from people who were dismissive of Clarkson as a host.
I could see them doing like a 4-week run in any month in the year just to bring it back, and then that feels like a gap between X Factor or Britain's Got Talent or The Voice. It fills those gaps in, and they're quite cheap to make. I mean, it's just a studio, really, isn't it? There's nothing really dramatic.
Clarkson's not cheap, though.
No. Yeah, I just think Kevin Lygo has not been the revolutionary at ITV I was hoping for after Peter Fincham, and is just sort of, this year we've had Dancing on Ice, we've had this come back, and it just seems like he's grasping at straws trying to find something.
Well, I don't know how much of it is his decision and how much he sort of feels pressure from others. Doing ITV is different from sort of Channel 4 or BBC. You've got a certain populist audience. You're not going to get the same sort of stuff that you would on Channel 4, say.
It would be interesting to find out how much of it is already contractually agreed before he arrives, because obviously.
Oh no, he's been there long enough to make.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is that if you're talking about Saturday night being their big night, they're locked into The Voice in the early part of the year, then Britain's Got Talent, then the X Factor, then Celebrity. There are certain shows that are kind of.
He could at the end of the day pull the plug on any of those, and he was very keen to bring back Dancing on Ice at the time. Yeah. Said that was a show he would bring back.
I just
think it's lazy. And
Last Laugh in Vegas and Gone to Pot.
The only problem is that yes, he can pull those things, but he's got something to put in its place.